I'm sure you're probably expecting Iran again. However, Iran versus USA has de facto become a frozen conflict at this time. I will give you, the story, the backstory in another video. However, we need to speak about the UK today because yesterday a very important political activity happened in the United Kingdom, and that was the local elections of the UK, where the ruling Labour Party, led by Prime Minister Keir Starmer, was trounced massively by the Reform Party, led by Nigel Farage. That is the story. However, you need a bit more of the background so that you can fully understand the implications of what is happening. The Reform Party is essentially the UK answer to the MAGA movement, of the US, led by President Trump. Hard right, extreme right, pro-Brexit, and all the works, as against the Labour platform. Now, the question you would ask is, what do we think was the reason why the Reform Party rose in terms of the number of seats they snatched compared to the Reform Party? It is essentially the economy. It has absolutely nothing to do with the actual political popularity of any of the contenders, even the Tories. And that is actually because, you see, in the past 4 years, the UK has had no less than 6 prime ministers. That means that for the past 6 prime ministers, on the average, each of them on the average have not spent even 1 year in their position as prime minister. That will show you, that will tell you that we are dealing with quite some extreme political instability in the UK. In fact, if in the next general elections, the Reform Party happen to win and Nigel Farage becomes the Prime Minister of the UK, my bet is that it is very likely that he will also join the retinue of Prime Ministers, that actually, failed to spend any substantial time, as a Prime Minister in their tenure, like in the days of Margaret Thatcher. And again, that will also not be because of the politics. It will be because of the economy. So the question you want to ask is, why is the UK dealing with that much economic problems, such that those economic problems are gobbling, so to say, and guzzling their prime minister so fast? Essentially, it is because of an important factor. It is because of, so to say, as multiple factors, all of them tied around one central theme. And that central theme is a post-colonialism. Post-colonialism. You see, for countries who in the past, the economic ascendancy has essentially been predicated upon, colonialism of weaker countries.